Hey everyone, it's Vin. Let's get into some Dogecoin. I want to show you the chart and give you some of my thoughts on what's going on with the price of Dogecoin right now, at least investing in it as a crypto asset. And then I also want to compare it to what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum right now and give you my thoughts on what to expect in the next week or two. All right, so here's the Dogecoin chart for today. It is May 30th. 2:32 p.m. You can see as of right now, we're up about 2.88%, which is really good on the day. You can see we climbed up quite a bit early on, and then there was a little bit of a sell-off and then climbed up again. This was true for all crypto assets, at least the major ones. They sort of followed the same chart today. Actually, if I skip over to Bitcoin, you can see the same thing. Bitcoin did a little better with the sell-off, and generally you'll see that a lot of times with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Here's Ethereum's chart. Bitcoin and Ethereum look a little bit more similar to each other than Dogecoin. Dogecoin definitely had a bit more of a sell-off, but it also had more of a buyback. And you're going to notice that with Dogecoin, because as Dogecoin's not as matured as Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're going to see those bigger shifts. So there's going to be larger sell-offs, but there's going to be larger buybacks too. So expect in the future, sometimes Ethereum and Bitcoin might stay a little bit more steady, but Dogecoin's going to have some massive gains on them and possibly some massive losses as well. But that's going to stabilize out. And there's something I want you to see here. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this. And I'm going to work my way over to the weekly chart. Actually, let's work over to the monthly chart. So take a look at this chart. All the way back here, if you see my mouse, so all the way back here, this is where Dogecoin really started to get a lot of steam. And people started to really buy in on it. And then it kind of skyrocketed up. It went all the way up to like 74 cents, and then it drew down heavily, and it kept drawing down. But I want you to notice something that's going on. Look at how Dogecoin is beginning to steady off, and it's beginning to settle down into a place where it feels comfortable. And that place is 30 cents. People were probably hoping that it was going to be 40 cents or 50 cents, but that was really unrealistic, simply because there was too much volatility, there was too much speculation, and you had too many new people getting involved in this who really didn't know what they were doing. They were just getting involved because a coworker or somebody at the supermarket line told them that they should buy in. They're going to make millions of dollars. And of course, that's just not the way things work. But there is tons of potential here, and we're seeing those people that are going to hold on to Dogecoin actually doing that. So as this chart begins to steady down, we see that Dogecoin looks like it's settling at the 30-cent mark. Let me go to today's, actually, let me go to the week. So here's the week. This is my suggestion for you. If you are a Dogecoin holder, okay, I think that you should have a plan. And your plan at this point, if you have already invested in it, okay, especially if you invested in it earlier than this, earlier than its price point, 0.3084 right now, you should buy back in if it gets to 27 cents. That's at least my plan. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I've been waiting for it to hit 27 cents again. I thought it might have been able to do that yesterday when there was a little bit of a sell-off, but it actually never hit that. And I knew it was going to be tough for it to hit the 27 cents, but if it did, that's why I was willing to buy back on it, because that I knew that was a good bottom point for it to spring back up. But it sprung back up after it hit about 28 cents and some change, and now it's back up to 30. So I did not buy because I stay whatever my standards are, I stay true to those standards, and it didn't hit the 27-cent mark, and so I didn't buy back in. But I still have that plan. If there's a massive sell-off for some reason, if there's some news that comes out that's not so good for Dogecoin, which is always possible, if it hits 27 cents, I would recommend you buy back in. And then if it continues to go lower, I would recommend a buyback in at 22 cents. And then if it goes lower than that, I would recommend a buyback in at anything under 20 cents, as much as you can within reason. You do not want to get yourself into any trouble. You're not looking to put more money in this than you can handle. But within that point, the Dogecoin community is so strong right now that it will not allow this coin, at least its value as a traded asset, to stay below that mark. And right now we're actually seeing it steady off. Let's go to the live marker right here. We're seeing it steady off. Look at how steady this has been for the last hour here. These are the kinds of charts we're seeing with Ethereum and Bitcoin. This steadiness here. This is something we haven't seen quite at all with with Dogecoin so much, which is very encouraging to me. And if you haven't bought into Dogecoin at this point and you don't like volatility, this might be the time to do it because the volatility is really calming down. And the future plan of how to buy back into this and how to, get the potential gains from it in the future are really becoming very clear right now, where it wasn't so clear a month ago or 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, but things are really steadying down. And so I expect Dogecoin to remain in this 28 to 32 cent range until we get some really good news. And when that really good news comes out, and there's a bunch of good news that's going to be coming out, you're going to hear some good news coming out from Apple. As many of you know, Apple is working on engaging with crypto assets as far as purchasing power within their company. They're not specifically saying anything about Doge, but of course, Doge is amongst the mix of that. It's going to be very good for Doge. We know Tesla is going to be coming out with some news about Dogecoin in the future, about the fact that you're going to be able to purchase things through that company as well with Doge. We know that Robinhood is going to be coming out with their wallet, which is you're going to be able to exchange into the actual Doge the crypto asset itself, including other crypto assets as well. We know that Coinbase is going to be including Doge as well. So there is so much good news coming into the future for these crypto assets and for Dogecoin that once this thing settles off, we're going to see jumps every time this news comes out. Now, of course, Doge is going to have people who are not going to hold on to this. They're going to sell and more are going to buy in. Just expect that. But right now, future plan for this week, expect Doge to hover around 28 cents to 32 cents. It's going to steady out significantly. If for some reason there is a sell-off or some bad news that comes out, if it dips to 27, buy back in. If it dips to 22, buy back in. If it gets under 20, put everything within reason you are able to put into it. It will march back up if that happens. It's going to be difficult for it to happen though, but you never know. I mean, world governments, United States government might come out with some crazy stuff. I mean, some crazy regulations or something they're doing that might really upset the crypto market. And so if that happens, then you got to be prepared for, the sell-offs, but it doesn't mean it's over. It's definitely not going to be over. It's just, it is what it is. Okay. So I expect it to steady off. When the good news starts coming out, you're going to see Dogecoin start pumping up, and it's going to actually start moving past the 32 cent range. It's going to get back up into the 33, 34, 35. And depending on how bullish the investors are on this particular coin asset, we'll see how far it will go. Remember our yearly expectations on Doge. Bottom floor is 17 cents. That's where we see the bottom floor in the year, meaning worst case scenario, that's as low as it can go. So just be prepared for that. Best case scenario in the year, we're seeing Doge at $3. I know some people are saying $5. I think that's very ambitious, but I think the highest we see is $3. Which is significant. But at the end of the year, I expect Doge to be about 300% higher than it is right now. That would put it at around the 90 cent mark, maybe a little bit higher than 90 cents. So this is just my thoughts on it. Of course, if you have not invested in it at this point, I will be covering it quite significantly. I do suggest you do. You can use whichever application you want. Some people like Webull, some people like Robinhood, some people like eToro, eTrade. It doesn't really matter. It's always crazy to me to see people get upset when people are using different applications than they are for some reason. Like that's a terrible whatever. Just use the one that you like. I like Robinhood. It's really simple. It's easy. It's really easy to use. I've never had a problem with it ever. Is it missing some of the stuff that others are? It is. But you know what? They're starting to get their act together a little bit, and they're starting to offer those things. But if Robinhood's not for you, then use Webull. If you want to use Robinhood, I have my link below in the first comment and in the description. If you click on that link, Robinhood is completely free. It doesn't cost you anything to get it. No matter what anyone tries to tell you, it's completely free. It's free trades. It's maintained for free. There's no cancellations and no fees, nothing like that. It's just free. Once you get it, you go through all your information. You put in your name, your information. Of course, you're investing, so they're going to need some information from you, just like any investment you would need. And then you can hook up your bank to it and maybe put $20 in. If you're new to this, put $20 in. If you're really new, put 10 bucks in. You don't have to put a lot. And then just watch what happens. If you're able to put a little bit more, put a little bit more. And then of course, if you do click on the link, they do give you free stocks as well. I always tell you the free stocks are really not that much. I mean, you do have a 2% chance of getting something that's significant, but 98% chance you're going to get something between $3 and $7, something like that. Okay. As always, if you guys have any questions about this, leave them in the comment area below. I'm going to continue to move this channel along, specifically addressing Dogecoin as a crypto asset that you should be investing in. I really see a good future for this thing. Okay. All right. As always, I will catch you all next time.